Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be doing this bra to be setup. I feel like it's been a while since I talked to you guys because I'm always doing my stuff in batches. So let's get started, you guys. You guys know I try to change my technique depending on what, like the time I have, the setup, what I'm doing. So for this setup, because I only had an hour and a half, I did create mini garlands, you can say. So I took 2 clusters of maybe 8 balloons in each cluster and tied them together, so like 16 balloons at a time. The yellow one had, I think, a cluster of 8 and a cluster of 6, because I don't end my garlands with clusters of 8 balloons, because the cluster of 6 is more structured and give it a more finished look, in my opinion, because the cluster 8 is more thicker. A cluster 8 balloons is more thicker, and it doesn't really have a shape. It's just like round. So I'm using the mini garlands to build the base of my garland. And with that, I also did something new here, which is I was using way more 16 inches than I usually do. I'm not really a 16 inch kind of girl. I usually have like a few of them throughout my garland, but not a lot. But you guys see that I had like at least 2 or 3 16 inches, just 3 alone inside this blue one. The mustard also had probably about 3 16-inch balloons, so it was a really bulky look. It's something I was testing out, and basically if I did this for another setup after this, and I basically came to a conclusion that I'm not that girl. I tried it. I'm like, I'm not that girl. I'm not really a bulky person. I like the petite look of things. I think the smaller balloons, the 11 inches, really shape the garland and really give it a nice shape, versus the 16 inches kind of block out some of the actual shape of the garland. I mean, this ended up coming out really pretty though. I love how this came out. But I'm still not that girl, and I think there's a time and a place. Like if I'm an outdoor setup, then I would use like an outdoor lower setup. I would still maybe use a little bit more 16 inches, versus when it comes to like these backdrops, because the area is much smaller. I'm learning that it's the 16 inches can really take up a lot of space and make it look really chunky really fast, and take away the shape. And you'll see that more on the right side. The right side I really didn't like that much, because it was smaller, and because I had so many 16 inches in it, it was really hard to grasp the shape of the design. And I hope this stuff makes sense to you guys. If not, just ask me a question in the comments box, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. It really goes a long way, and I always forget to mention it, so I'll mention it today. So this is me. I after I did like the double cluster, the mini garlands, adding those on, I did go and grab like my clusters of 6 balloons or a quad of 4 balloons and add those in different places to really fill in the design and like close it out. You guys know I like to close my bottom part with for a cluster of 4 balloons. So here I did the H method on the floor. You see I did one in the back and one right here, and that way the cluster is sitting all the way down, and I don't think I pushed that 260 all the way back right there. You can see it, but that way the clusters are not moving. If people walk by it, they're not hitting it and causing a ruckus, changing the shape of the design and anything. So I do like to make sure I put ray points on the floor using I use that transparent tape. I'll try to leave the link for that in the description box. That's Gaff transparent tape, to be clear. And I got that from Amazon. But you guys see already just the start of this design on the right side. It's already a bit chunky. The shape is like already, I don't know how to explain it. It's already just a lot because of the 16 inches. It's really hard to like see the shape. Like even that for the darker blue one, that 16 inch that's like poking out, you can't even see the balloons behind it, because once that 16 inches there, it's pretty much blocking whatever you had and whatever shape that it could be behind. And I'm pushing it around to like figure it out. But I didn't really like it. It was way too chunky for me. Chunky in a, I don't know, bad way. I don't know. So, but anyway, I'm going in and I'm just adding in And for the colors and how I did the colors, so in my head, you guys know I do like a main color, second color, accent color, and like a neutral color. For this palette, the main color was really the mustard. I used the mustard more than any other color. The darker blue was the secondary color, and then the that pearl light blue was my accent color, and then the light the pastel, kind of pastel yellow was like the neutral color. So that was the light blue, and the yellow was kind of the least. But the yellow was a little bit less that I use in my Garland versus the light blue. So here you guys see I'm using my quads to go in and finish off some of the areas, because that's what I like to do. And I'm taking another quad, bringing it over here to close this out. And that 1/16 inch that just poking out is like, ugh. Like, I would rather pop that and put another quad there, to be honest, but I left it. So you see how that quad did that, and here go another quad. I really use my quads to really close it out, to close out the Garland a lot. I really love that look. So that's how that looks right there. And I'm going to do a ray point later on. I don't know if I got it on camera, but the ray point I will be using to show you guys how I put on the floor. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't edit that out. I must was passing somebody something. So here I am about to make a ray point right now. And this is how I do it. I basically put a 260 in between a piece of tape and like squeeze it together, and then I lay that down on the floor, and then I use the tape to go across and go on the sides, and that's basically how I do the H method. I do have another video, I can't remember exactly which one, that I had an up close shot of it. I think it was the one outdoors that I did not too long ago. But yeah, so basically that's just how I do the H method. I say it a lot, and people ask like, what is it? So maybe I just need to do a tutorial on just the H method alone, so I can show you guys. But I got it from somebody on Instagram. I think it was Pop by Dominique, if I'm not mistaken. But there I go. I added 2 more quads to that dark blue, and now I am about to add my 5 inches. And then after the 5 inches, I will be adding my floral. And I did that. So I used a mix of florals. I used these lemons that they had on Amazon, but I also bought these. I'm not a floral girl, so I don't really know the names. It was like some kind of spring greenery or something. And I used that to, I used that in the mix of the lemons, just to fluff it out and put a little bit more greenery in it, because the lemons was really thin by itself. So if you see I'm adding those other springs, so they can be a little separate. Sorry about that. That movement. And the lemon tree was all from the same vendor. The backdrops and the pedestal and the lemon tree was from the vendor Moments by Bella Monroe. If you are in the Delaware area, she's an event planner. She is amazing at what she does. And I will try to leave her Instagram below as well. So here I am. I'm just adding on my 5 inches in the floor at the same time. Actually, like I mentioned, you guys, I had an hour and a half for setup, and we were done literally on time. So you guys see, like, it was just too chunky. Like, even that light blue one, I will be able to go without that 16 inch up there. It was just too much, in my opinion. But this is the final look, you guys. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear you guys' feedback and my new technique with this one, and with your thoughts on the 16 inch balloons. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.